See, I don't have to worry about the result right now. I haven't gotten there. I just got to be confident in my options. And the only way, dude, I'm going to be confident in my options is to back it with curiosity. Just curious. And dude, there have been times that I have offered things to customers, ideas, and I'm like, the experience, the judgmental side of me will say, they ain't gonna do this. They ain't gonna go for that because they came in for this, and this is a total about face. But if I maintain my curiosity, which affords me to be confident in my options, because I'm so confident in that option, customers say, you know, I never thought about that. One of the first pieces of advice that I got when I got into the car business was don't assume anything. Don't assume that you know if you have a buyer or a liar. Don't assume that they don't have more money down or that they can't pay more. Don't assume that that buyer won't take a vehicle with less equipment or higher miles. See, it's my job to give you your options, and it's your right to say yes or no. And it's important in those situations, man, that I got to be confident in the options. I don't worry about the result, because if I'm confident in my options and continuously giving the options, then the results will take care of itself. I mean, dude, think about how costly assumptions have been to you in your sales life. Very expensive. Priceless, even. And see, experience is a good thing. But when it's coupled together with an assumption, that's what kills you, man. It's the experience plus the assumption. Those things, those two tag team partners, it's the worst thing you can have. You need experience. Experience is great. But when you attach it to assumptions, this is where you find that you have plateaued in your sales career, in life. And when you've plateaued, what does that lead to? It becomes a chain of event. See, it's the experience coupled with the assumption, which leads to the stalemate, which then leads to frustration. And when you're frustrated, then you get stressed out, where you feel like you can't take another bad day, where you feel like you can't take another bad customer, another bad phone call, another situation at your job. You can't take another thing from that manager. You can't take another thing from one of those coworkers. I mean, the smallest thing, bro, sets you off. And just to think that it all started with experience, coupled with the assumptions. See, when you think about the times that you've been really stressed out, man. I mean, think about it. When you get stressed out, normally what do? You have an appraisal. You have an estimation on how you think this thing's going to play out. So you use your experience, or you use the patterns of what's happened before, similar circumstances, and you adopt that as your truth. You say, I know how this is going to play out. And so what I call fear casting. You already play this thing all the way out. And so instead of it being an idea, it becomes your truth. And you use it and you base everything based on your experience, based on what you've heard, based on what you've seen from other people. It may not have even happened to you. But because it's happening to you right now, you say, I know how this is going to roll out. This is when you start saying ideas or start saying things like, if this month continues on like this, if this shutdown continues on like this is what's going to happen. You have an idea, man. But it needs to be one of many ideas. That's not your only option. And see, when you're anxious, you lose your optionality. And you can't see your options because you've lost your curiosity. See, experience with curiosity, that leads to great things, man. Experience with assumptions, well, that'll kill you. That'll bury you right where you stand. Curiosity may not have killed the cat, but a lack of curiosity, oh bro, that'll kill your career. That'll kill your relationships. That'll kill your financial goals. That'll kill the businesses that you want to have. That'll kill the podcasts that you want. That'll kill that'll kill your healthier lifestyle. Is a lack of curiosity. Let me bring it down to you like in the car business. When I appraise a vehicle, I have an idea of what this car is worth based on my experience. Been doing this 22 years. So I can see a car, the year, the make, the model, the trim line, the mileage, and I say, I think I know about what this is going to be worth. Have an idea. But I drive the vehicle, I come back, and based on the vehicle, the condition of the vehicle's history report, the market data, what they're priced for in the market, what kind of buyer will actually buy something like this? If I maintain my curiosity, and many times, dude, I can give more. But if I have a fixed mindset, if I say, no, I started with 15,000, this is what it's going to be, then I'm going to make less deals. And when I make less deals, well, my stock drops. I don't get as many customers. And the trade that I would have gotten, I don't get, so that leads to lack of inventory. See, all that stuff just streamlines. You've got to maintain curiosity in everything. Sports psychologist Michael Gervais put it best, man. He said, curiosity is the inoculation to anxiety. Curiosity is the inoculation to anxiety. See, when you inoculate something, it's not a one and done, man. It's a small dose. And so what happens is those small doses, that small dose of curiosity, that's what can change the whole outcome of your life. The small doses of curiosity, it'll change your life because what it's doing is it's reducing your anxiety. And when you can reduce the anxiety, then you can start seeing your options. And with more options and more possibilities equal to greater results. See, when you can reduce the curiosity, inoculate it with curiosity. When you can reduce the anxiety and inoculate it with the curiosity, this is where you start, instead of making statements, you start leading with questions instead. Instead of saying, nah, that ain't gonna work. They ain't gonna do that. You start saying, well, what if we tried this? How about this idea? What if they will do an extension? What if we tried this? Hey, have you ever considered this? A lot of my customers prefer these options. See, I don't have to worry about the result right now. I haven't gotten there. I just got to be confident in my options. And the only way, dude, I'm going to be confident in my options is to back it with curiosity. Just curious. And dude, there have been times that I have offered things to customers, ideas, and I'm like, the experience, the judgmental side of me will say, they ain't gonna do this. They ain't gonna go for that because they came in for this, and this is a total about face. But if I maintain my curiosity, which affords me to be confident in my options, because I'm so confident in that option, customers say, I never thought about that. It's an idea. Or it may lead to another idea. They say, I don't really know about that, but I could do this. I could put a little bit more money down. I do have another trade. It's all because I set it up there I was confident in my options. What happens? What kind of results do you get when you're confident in your assumptions? They ain't gonna do that. Well, you're right. They're not gonna do that. Because, dude, if all you see is assumptions, then all you're gonna get is the results of the assumptions. Put another way, Molly Fletcher said in her book, Fearless, she said, when we inquire, when we ask, when we're curious, when we inquire, we move past the fear and find the truth that lies beyond what we can see. See, you don't know the truth. You can't even handle the truth, like Jack Nicholson said. You can't handle the truth, man, because you're not at your truth yet. You just have an idea, and you're adopting the one and only idea, your assumption, as the truth, and you don't know. I understand the ideas that you may think how things are going to play out this month, for the rest of this year, for the quarter. You have an idea about that, but that's not your truth. You haven't arrived at the truth. And the only way, if that's not the truth that you want to have, if the idea that you're thinking is not the truth that you want to live, then you need to find more ideas. You need to find more options. You need to stop leading with statements and start leaning into questions instead. What if instead of seeing the results of your assumptions, what if you instead saw the results of your curiosity? Well, that'd be different. If you lead with curious things all the time, small doses, man. Not big things, just small doses. I mean, think about when you started a new position, how curious you were. I know when I started in sales, man, I was curious about everything. I was an absolute sponge for everything. And I believed every buyer, every customer who came there was a buyer. I believed every buyer that if they didn't make the decision today, they would be back next Tuesday. I believed every buyer had a little bit more money down. I believed that every manager was there to help me. I was curious about it all, man. And it wasn't greed that choked out my career. It was assumptions. And whatever I assumed is the result that I got. Curiosity is a constant practice. And it's not anything monumental. It's not anything you got to pay $39.95 to get, man. It's just being curious. Saying, is this the truth that I want? If it's not the truth, then there's more options. Everything has options. Everything has options. Objections have options. No's have options. You just have to maintain your curiosity to be able to find those things. Instead of saying, won't you ask instead? That's an idea. Well, that's an idea. Oh, this is going to end up bad. They're saying this isn't going to happen for another year. That's an idea. What's another one? Give me something else. What else? How about this? Just try it, man. What's the worst that can happen? Right? What's the worst that can happen? Just try it. Because, see, I would rather know than assume. And if I assume, experience coupled with assumptions leads to a dead end, right? But experience coupled with curiosity, it's uncharted territory. It's more options, better truths. I know when I get stressed out, man, when deals aren't coming my way, it's because I'm thinking, and I get into this pattern that tomorrow is going to be just like it was yesterday. That's an idea. What's another one? And so I have to maintain my curiosity. And I have to keep that curiosity. I have to kick out the sides of the assumptions. And so when that next deal comes for me, when that next situation arises, I say, let's try this. And I got to be confident in my options. Just give them you're not confident in your results because you don't have that confidence right now. But what if I'm confident in my options? See, that's the thing, man, where you drill it back instead of saying, oh no, man, here we go again. No, instead what I do is I'm just confident in my options. And so when my one side of my mind starts to try to veer off the feeder road and say, Marsh, oh no, here we go again. I say, no, be confident in the options. Just give them the options. Be confident in the options. And with that confidence, man, that's what customers are buying off on. Move past the fear and ask. That's the only way, dude, that you're going to find your truth. Because this could play out totally different than what you expect. But it won't. If your experience is coupled, your experience is coupled with your assumptions. Stay curious. Stay in the sales life.